Welcome guys to the channel. I recently posted on my Instagram story, somebody reached out and asked the question, what are ways to keep your motivation going? And I want to acknowledge that question and answer it as best as we can. So thank you so much for asking that question, 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗶𝗵𝗔.
Who are we going to get to answer the questions?
You are. But I guess first, let's introduce you a little bit for people who don't know you. Share a little bit about yourself and some things you're working on right now.
This is a fluffy thing I'm speaking into. My name's 𝗬𝗏𝗏 Rabin. I'm one of the hosts of Crosstalk. Sergio is asking me to answer questions. There's been no rehearsal of this. I really don't know what 5 questions he's going to be asking. I'm a lawyer. I've been a lawyer for over 40 years. I do real estate development. Once in a while I do stand-up comedy, and my favorite thing to do is Crosstalk Podcast, because I get to speak to you, and I get to field questions and talk to really interesting people whose stories are really amazing. You can watch a lot of movies, watch a lot of TV, you can go online and look at reel after reel after reel, but the stories of real human lives that have been turned around with good advice that they get from people is so inspiring to me, and I learn every day, and it helps keep me sober, because I was a complete mess at one time, and I'm not today. Is that good?
That's beautiful.
All right.
So around Amanda's question, how do you define motivation in the first place?
Having a reason to do stuff, because you set some kind of goal for yourself. The goal seems attractive. Sometimes getting motivated, you can get motivated around good things, and you can get motivated to do things that aren't so good. But usually it's by seeing something that you like, either in something around or something that a person is doing or something that a person has achieved that's something that you want. One of the things that we talk about on Crosstalk is getting motivated to get your life together. You talk to other people who have found ways to live happy without using alcohol and drugs, and if you want what they have, what you do is you hang around with the winners. You change your people, places, and things. Now, it doesn't have to be just about drug and alcohol stuff. It has to be about everything. So if you find somebody who's doing something that you like and you are motivated to try to achieve that, find out what they did. Sometimes they call those people mentors. Sometimes they're just people that are willing to share what they did and how they got there. But being with the right people, going to the right places and doing the right things will tend to get you into where you want to be, the places you want to go to, the achievements that you want to make in your own life. And motivation is all about finding things that you want. And sometimes that can be a love interest, it can be things that you want for your own family, it could be a business type of thing, or it could just be a place you want to be. Maybe right today we're in South Florida and it's beautifully sunny here, and I was motivated at one time to be in a place like this, and it took me quite a number of years, but here we are.
So how do you create balance between your personal life, relationships, and financial goals while staying motivated in each area?
Well, the reality is that we all need to pay our rent, we have to eat, we have to have clothes on our back and take care of ourselves. So I suppose your first priority when you're no longer a child is to find ways to be able to make a living. That can involve education, it can involve just hard work and learning a trade, but kind of you have to go in a certain order. And taking care of yourself involves taking care of yourself in many different ways. And when you do that really well, you become someone that other people will want to be around. That will involve your personal relationships, because you're doing good things, you're taking care of yourself. Other people will want to be around you, people that are like-minded, people that are attracted to you. And in business, you're going to be more of a person that somebody's going to want to hire or work with or become partners with if they see somebody who's got their act together. So it starts with you taking care of yourself in the very rudimentary way, in terms of, making sure you're showered and that you have clothes that aren't ripped, and you present yourself as someone that respects yourself, that's able to take care of yourself. And that becomes something that is a magnet for other people, people that you want to be around, people that are going to enhance your life. I think that's probably the way it starts. As far as the balance between those things, I think that kind of takes care of itself. As you find things that you want to do, places you want to go, people you want to be with, I think when people see that you're able to take care of yourself, you're a magnet for other people.
What habits or routines have you developed to maintain long-term motivation, especially when you face challenges or setbacks?
What you're describing is developing an ability to be resilient, to be able to bounce back in the face of things that don't go the way you want. Everybody tries to do things, and I don't know anybody who hasn't gotten knocked down and been disappointed. The question is whether or not, when you have those disappointments, are you going to fold and just run to your mother or father and ask somebody to make it better? Or as you grow up and become an adult, are you going to be able to bounce back? When you get knocked down 7 times, you get up 8 times. Getting up, taking some lesson from that and moving along, and just know that things aren't going to go the way you want all the time, and accept that as being part of life, using that to get yourself into a position where you can be made stronger by your disappointments, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, paying attention to that. And once you figure out what works, do more of that. What doesn't work, just stop and start doing the things that are moving you in the direction that you want to go.
All right, you guys, I hope you're really enjoying this video so far. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. This channel is really all about giving you guys the tools that you need in your everyday lives. We're all learning here. We're all trying to improve and work on ourselves. I really appreciate your guys' comments. I look at every single one of them. I'm reading them, and I'm going to make sure that we put it into a video somehow. Like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. All right, enjoy. How do you manage moments when you feel your motivation is fading? Are there specific strategies you use to refocus?
Well, I think you got to get back to basics. There's a acronym called HALT. You don't get too hungry, too angry, too lonely, or too tired. Usually when you kind of lose it, it's because one of those things, maybe all of those things are going on. And you have to just check in with yourself and see what's going on. Why is it that you feel beaten up? Why is it that you want to throw in the towel? Typically, it's because either you didn't get enough sleep, somebody did something that you decided to make your problem instead of letting them drive themselves crazy. And sometimes it's just connecting with people, just picking up the phone, having a conversation with someone that you know loves you, and just knowing that they're there for you. Sometimes just a connection with somebody else can get me out of a place where I feel disappointed, or I feel sad, or I feel depressed, and everybody gets into those spaces. I think connecting with other people is probably the single most important thing that we can do to keep ourselves in a place where we don't get too low, because people love us, and we got to give them the opportunity to show that. It's really very selfish to just isolate and not tell people what's going on. They want to help us just the way we want to help other people. That's the way it works.
Great answer.
He keeps saying great answer. I don't know if they're great answers. I think you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Here's why they're great answers. It's because a lot of what he's saying that I guess we can do to like improve in these different areas, I'm still trying to figure out myself and kind of like learning different ways to do that. But like when I actually have that connection with someone, all work and all BS aside, just kind of am there with them, like I feel kind of like a little bit lighter and just less stressed and worried. And it helps me move forward with anything, whatever we're talking about. So it's a great answer. Can you share a time when you struggled to stay motivated? And what did you do to get back on track and keep moving forward?
First thing that comes to mind is financial pressure, where I didn't have enough money coming in to pay the things that I needed to be paying going out. And there have been times in my life where it was just overwhelming, where I just didn't have what I needed. Sometimes credit card debt took me and went down a rabbit hole of, I don't know if any of you have had that happen, but the interest costs end up exceeding the payments that you make, and you feel like you're going nowhere fast. And there have been times in my life where I just have had too much going on, either things that I expected to happen didn't happen, and I made commitments before I was ready to make commitments. And then just, life happens. People get sick. People who rely on you expect things and you're not able to do it, and you start feeling down. It goes back to the just getting up off the floor and taking action and not falling by the wayside, not falling asleep, not running into a situation where you're asking somebody else to take care of you. I don't want to be taken care of. I want to be somebody who stands up tall, who's able to take care of myself and be a power of example for other people. So when that kind of stuff happens, I try to breathe, I try to share with other people who are smart and have gone through it and get some advice from them and just get back up, get a good night's sleep, and keep moving forward, kicking ass. And ultimately, the turnaround doesn't happen as quickly as I'd like it to happen. But eventually, if you stay the course and you stay connected with other people and you keep sharing what's going on and not isolate, you can get yourself out of it. But it has to be something that you have patience with, because it doesn't happen as quickly as we want, especially for young people. It seems like it will never end, and it ends. You just have to hang in there and keep doing the next right thing.
Great answer. How do you prioritize your goals in a way that sustain motivation without leading to burnout?
I don't know about anybody else, but I can't remember shit. Things go into my brain, and in a couple of minutes, I have no idea what I was just going to do. It could be the silliest thing, or it could be something important. I just don't remember. I get phone calls, I get emails, I get text messages, I get FedEx, I get regular mail, I get people coming into my office. I feel like I'm flipping hamburgers, and I don't even know if I have enough rolls for the hamburgers or enough mouths to feed. It just, sometimes things are overwhelming. For me, the way I'm able to keep it together is I write everything down. When I write something down, it's no longer pressure on me to remember something, and I know ultimately I'll get to doing it. I use a yellow pad. A lot of lawyers use yellow pads. I don't care what kind of pad you use. I don't care if you write it down in your phone. I don't care if you write it down in pencil or pen or anything else. But whatever it is that's your responsibility, things that you have to get to, in order to relieve the pressure of getting everything done, staying motivated, know that Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to do everything you have to do in one day. There's always more to do tomorrow, but make sure you're not worried about forgetting stuff, about people calling you and saying, you know, that report was supposed to be in 2 weeks ago. I haven't heard from you. And then panic sets in. I don't want to feel panic. I don't want to disappoint other people, and I want to be successful. So I have to have some system. For me, the system is writing stuff down. It relieves the pressure. I know I'm going to get to it because it's on my pad. And by doing that, I kind of feel like I'm continuing to make progress, even though work never ends, even though the responsibilities never end. And they come from places tomorrow that I never thought today I'd ever have to hear from. I'm going to get a call in the next hour or so to do something I don't even know I have to do. But it's going to be on that list, and that'll make me feel a little bit better. That's all I have.
That was a great answer. Thank you so much for sharing, Corey. And thank you, Amanda, again for sharing your question with us. If you have any further questions, or anyone really watching, a thought popped up during the interview, or there's something that you're currently facing right now that's challenging, that you are struggling to overcome, leave a comment in this video of what it is that you're struggling with, and in the next video, we'll address it and hopefully give some helpful advice and information. Before we go, anything else you want to share? Any last thoughts or comments? All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video. All right, cool. That's it. That was. Hold on, one more time. We gotta get the. One more time. Got it. It's better.
I get this.
Hold on.
We'll keep doing. I'm going to put it on my list.
All right, come on. Come on. What's going on? You gotta cup it.
I know the cupping.
All right.
No, I think it's you.
All right, one more time. One more. This is it, right here. Fuck!
You're killing me.
That was a good interview.